Hi everyone. In this session of Crash Course on Response, we're going to be reviewing part 1 of the response, which is constructs meaning. This will be your introductory section. It should always go first. I like to think of this section as laying the foundation for the rest of your response. This section opens with your thematic statements and continues to explore the significance of those themes found in the text, which you will continue to elaborate on in all the following sections, tying your response together in a holistic way. So let's take a look at what you need to do in section 1. Simply put, you need to identify, illustrate, and explain at least 2 significant themes found in the text and discuss the author's purpose and intended audience. Let's break that down. So the first step, you need to point us to the theme. State it out, what is it? Then illustrate would be give some examples. Where do we find this theme? What does it look like? How does it work out? The last, explain. You're always going to elaborate on the what you just did in the section before, okay? So identify, tell us what it is, illustrate, show us what it is, explain, tell us what it means, okay? Let's move on to a little more detail. My advice to you is that you look at the rubric for all of the following sections in the response, only because they will tell you exactly what you need to do to be successful. Finally, work on your themes a little bit. While they are simple, you don't want them to be cliche. So a theme can be simple while still being insightful without being an example of a cliche. But play with it a little bit to get the wording right, to make sure that it's general enough to be applicable, but still means something, okay? So here's an example of a theme that we're going to look at. An example might be, especially for the book, The Catcher in the Rye that we've been reading with the grade 10s, an example might be, the consequences of our choices are solely determined by our free will. This is a strong theme. It's general, that makes it applicable, but it's not a cliche. It doesn't say something that we've heard in every story before, but it's applicable and meaningful to readers, okay? It's that simple. This would be an example of what you might write. Salinger wants the reader to note that the consequences of our choices are solely determined by our free will. Further, this is a realization which Holden must arrive at before he can transcend the limits of adolescence. This is exactly what you can do in your text. Lay it out in that format. If that's comfortable for you, that's exactly what you can do. Copy that formatting. Example of one for the 9s. This is what it would look like, okay? Same theme, different book, different story. Beautiful. Again, identify 2. You need 2. The rubric clearly says ideas, plural. I need to see 2, okay? To make it most simple for yourself, you can complete the structure that I've identified in the handout twice, okay? So introduce a theme. We can do this twice, okay? So identify, pick it out, illustrate, show me, explain, times 2, okay? Moving on to some tips. Okay, here we go. Step number 1. As you're reading through, be reading looking for meaning. Use the reading strategies that we've talked about in class and any other reading strategies that you've learned. Again, remember my advice to read with a pencil in your hand. Read looking for meaning. You know that you're going to be writing a response on the story you read in the exam. So read it, star it, highlight it, as you're going along so that you remember where the meaning was, okay? Identify the important message. Once you identify the important topic, once you've been reading, then you're going to state it and start what you're writing. So state the message about the topic. 1, pick the topic. Example, a story is about poverty, okay? 2nd, locate the message about that topic. So the topic and then the author's opinion on that topic. Okay, looks like this. A theme equals topic plus author's opinion about that topic. So topic plus author's opinion about that topic, okay? So violence or poverty or choices, and then what the author is saying about those topics. That's a theme, okay? Once you've identified the theme, you're going to explain how the theme appears in the story, okay? So beware here to not retell the plot of the story. The person marking your exam has read the story. Don't spend your time retelling the plot. Talk about how the theme appears in a meaningful way, okay? Then use examples from the story to demonstrate the theme. This would be paraphrasing. You can also use direct quotations, okay? As you see here. Support your ideas with quotes from the text. Remember, use lead in and lead out. A quote isn't strong enough to stand on its own. We need our words to back it up. So you can either introduce. In this quote, you will see blank demonstrated. Put in your quotation, and then conclude. From this quotation, we can reveal that the meaning is da 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 da, okay? Finally, you need your analysis. This is the major point, okay? Analysis of the theme's impact, the author's intention, and the impact on the reader, okay? That's what we need. That's the big part. Okay, so this is what it looks like. This is the why. So why is this theme important for you as a reader, for life? This is the main part. This should be a big section, okay? If you keep all of those tips in mind, you can absolutely write a great section 1. Good luck.